Today, we're unboxing the MCX Virtus AEG. Now this is made by SIG. It's actually SIG Air is a division of SIG Sauer. So this is one of the few times where we talk about a firearms company that's also the airsoft company, but not the manufacturer. The manufacturer, this is VFC. That's who's OEMing this product for them. So you're gonna see a lot of the VFC internals inside of this gun. We can talk about what's all in the guts and all that in a second, and we'll go on the outside. But I wanna open this thing up, kind of experience it for the first time with you guys and gals, do a full-on unboxing. We can talk about the outside and how everything works and dive on in after. So this is it. This is the US version. Actually, it's an international version. I'm kind of surprised. The first box I've ever seen, they like put an orange tip on the actual packaging. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, this is gonna be what you're gonna pick up if you pick it up in a country that has the orange tip law. I think in the other countries you probably don't. Let me see, make sure I got this thing the right way. So yeah, this is their box. SIG kind of follows this blue theme stuff right here on the side. They do it with their pistols as well and all that. So let's see. This being an AEG, of course, this electric gun. Inside, got some decent packaging here, kind of nice presentation going. Got the plastic bag, got some like foam on the inside. Pretty well done. Looks like it's not gonna have any problems traveling. And that's pretty much it. There should be some accessories. So let's look under this little black section. Oh, there it is, under there. We have a magazine. Let's see what else we have hiding. Is there something else hiding in here? Look through all of it, there you go. All the pieces, all checked out. In here, everything comes in the baggies. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this thing out of the big old plastic. So this one is definitely destined for the North American market because it's got the orange tip. And on here, we got a magazine. So, as I drop it and put a big dent in my table. So yeah, this is the mid-cap magazine. It's gonna be 120 rounds. It's gonna be your standard VFC mid-cap offering. Nothing super special here about it, but your normal standard one. Considering that this is a VFC product, you're gonna have pretty much any mag capacity, any mag compatibility on this one. So the Virtus is the updated MCX. So the MCX is kind of like a little bit of PDW kind of platform thing going on here. The new version here compared to the old version, which was a license from SIG by Cybergun, who was making the original one. They no longer have that license. SIG took the license back in-house, had a key mod rail on it. This one has an M-LOK rail. And I'll tell you right now, first off, it's actually quite light for how big of a rail is here. I mean, I'm picking it up in front end. This is actually quite light. Now, very hefty in the body here around the middle, but in the front end, quite easy to move around. Definitely, if you get this thing, you wanna ditch this orange tip. If you can, if you're old enough and live somewhere, you can do it. Just kind of detracts from the look. But again, by law, you ship into the United States, you gotta have that. Let me get rid of that out of the way. Let's go ahead and put this in here since there's no battery inside. On this, let's talk externals first. So moving down the front, we do have a metal rail system. Now, this lower rail piece here comes off. It's kind of like a removable component. You can slide it off, take it off. But this top piece is all one big metal piece that goes in part of the upper receiver. So it's all super strong, super well put together to this point. Right here, and they did it so well, you can't even barely tell. You can't even see a gap. This is where, from here on, the rail comes off. So they've made it so this thing locks in just perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. To get that off, you're gonna take the body pin out, which is this body pin right here. It's gonna split everything, including the rail, the upper receiver, the lower, just like you would break down an M4 on that. On the rail, you do have M-LOK on the sides and the bottom. You have a Picatinny rail across the whole top. So you're gonna be able to put whatever you want on up here. If you wanna add sections, you can. M-LOK sits down both and on the bottom there as well. I like how they didn't go with it because it keeps it really lightweight. I mean, like really lightweight up here, and that's nice. They still some robustness, still like thick metal here, but VFC always does a pretty good job with that. I mean, they always do a good job doing the replicas as close as you can to the real one. The receiver's where things get thick, and that's thick with 2 C's, the good kind. This is probably one of the thickest metal bodies I've seen on an airsoft gun in a very long time. Great logos, great trademarks. Of course, you would never doubt that considering, let's see if I can get the close-up focus just to pop on there for you right there. Maybe that'll cooperate, get a good focus on that. Of course, you wouldn't doubt that, it's SIG, you know, they're the actual company, so they're gonna make sure their logo and their trademarks are right on point. Like I said, everything in this gun is metal. What's not metal is this and this. And we're gonna talk about the stock in a minute because it's actually quite unique. Going on is ambi. So just like the real one, everything is ambidextrous. You have all your controls. You have your mag release on both sides. You have your bolt catch, bolt on just this side, that's it. You actually have your forward assist, which doesn't work on an airsoft gun, but it's got the same styling, and an ambidextrous fire control, like the fire switch, selector switch. So you can use safe, semi, full auto, all from both sides, with the right side being like shorter, stubbier. I'm pretty sure if you are lefty, you can flip-flop the two. If you see, this one is kind of like a stubby little guy, and this one's the long boy right here. So you can flip-flop them. That way, when you have it down, if you're shooting right a lot, let's say you're a righty like me, that thing's not gonna dig into your finger as much as it would dig in here, like right to your pointer finger, if you can see there. You can flip-flop the sides. That's why you can do that. On this, you have the Virtus logo kind of on this little metal plate up here and there to go along with the rest of the trades. Everything's etched except for the unique serial number. It's just right there. It would have been kind of cool if they would have moved it maybe like in the trigger guard or down below instead of putting it there. I just think that maybe just like kind of jumps out at you. You do have a lot of swivel sling attachment points on this. On both sides, I'm gonna do both sides. You have this one here, you have this one here, and you have this one here. So that gives you 3 different attachment points up and down both sides of the gun, exact same spot on both of them, to add swivel sling attachment. Say that 10 times really fast. Like I said, the back is a nylon fiber. I don't know if you can even see it. The focus will catch on that. This is nylon fiber polymer. It's really well done. This is not your cheap polymer. Not that VFC uses cheap stuff. VFC uses good stuff, especially like the grip. But this is like the step up. I mean, this almost looks like the real stock, to be honest with you. I mean, it kind of has that vibe to me, like that level material. Also for positions, you have 3 positions. You count all the way close, all the way out, that shorter one and out. Even all the way out, it's still nice and tight. Let me try to kind of move back into camera here. It's nice and tight and snug to your shoulder. If you want to bring it in like one more, that's really tight. I mean, that's like for super CQB, so you can do that. And of course you can bring it all the way in if you want to. It's got a little spring loading, so when you press it, it kind of pops out just a little bit. It's got a little spring inside there. You also have a sling attachment here, this little kind of bar that hangs down. You can put a sling on there and put another attachment on the front if that's what you want to do. You can probably run a sling just through it if you want to be really cheap, like through here. Inside here, you got like the fake gas adjustment. So if you're running a suppressor or whatever, you can adjust the piston system. But on Airsoft, it doesn't matter. On this, the only challenge is getting to the battery. The battery lives in this metal handguard here. You can put it like a PEC box or something on the outside if you want to actually have that be on the outside instead of inside, but it lives inside of there. It's not gonna be a way to move it to the back, obviously, because there's just no stock on it. So you just take this rail off. You might be able to sneak a battery in there, but my guess is there's a lot more space once you get past this system here, the piston system or the actual gas block area. So from here to here, you have a lot of room in there. You're gonna be able to fit a pretty decent sized LiPo in there. No worries, no concerns. You can put a multi-part because that barrel kind of shrinks back down. I don't know if I can even, probably can't even get a good view of that on there for you. So there's plenty of room, no fear on that. You'll be able to get a battery in. You're not gonna have like tight fit or anything along those lines. So yeah, that's what you get. I'm with it. Oh, hop up, go ahead and lock it back here for you. It is the rotary style hop up, which I do love, the VFC one. It's got the VFC bucking and everything, so it should be pretty good out of the box. Press the button on the other side, this one here. Very hard, and it will smack forward, including multi-cal on the dust cover. So yeah, that is the externals of the SIG Sauer MCX Virtus. The Virtus actually said, even the body's made some changes since the very first generation, the actual just original MCX, so it does look different on that. So, going on the grip too. Their own grip, motor adjustment, screws right there. So if you wanna make the adjustments. I do like the grip, it feels thin, feels nice, and it's not just like another grip. I mean, they did the exact grip from the MCX. I think it feels pretty darn good. Internally, you've got the VFC stuff. So you got the VFC guts, you've got the good stuff in here. You're dealing with their better mech box, their higher end stuff. You got the better motor inside to push the spring. In the box, this thing is going to have, installed 120 M120 springs. So you're looking at like 370 feet per second, 380 because the barrel length or so, give or take. And then it also comes with an M110 spring as well, which I couldn't find in this one, but I did get a sample that was just a factory test sample, not the final production sample. Sometimes when I get a hold of these things, I'll get the actual final like retail version, but not this one. This one's actually like one of their production like test samples. So it probably doesn't have that in the box, but on the final version, you're gonna get 2 springs, one installed, and the other one not. If you want to make a change to this, I'll have to show you. I wish I had a screwdriver. I could tell you. It's over here. There's an Allen key right here. You can unscrew it. And back here, the way this stock holds on is actually a Picatinny rail, like a vertical Picatinny rail. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's this piece right here. That's Picatinny and it goes this way. So you can actually ditch the stock and there's a rail there. So you can like attach a swivel sling attachment right on there. If you want to go stockless, you could totally do it because there's like a regular Picatinny rail back there. You can be crazy and put some weird scopes or I don't know what you want to put back there, but you could. It's the same type of rails on top. It's just back here. And that's how the stock mounts to it. So I think it's really cool. You can do that and you can actually have some fun with some accessories on that as well. Just a little fun pro tip on that as well, if you're wondering or curious about it. But yeah, all in all, this thing's gonna be good. You're looking at probably solid rate of fire on this thing. If it's gonna be the internals, I think I'll do a full test on this. It's just unboxing, right? So I'll get a little deeper dive on this one. You should be in the 20s, easy, healthily in the 20s with an 11.1 LiPo, 11.1 20C-ish LiPo. And then you should be right at the 370 feet per second mark with a 0.20 gram BB, which will convert to about 120 meters, 115 meters a second, give or take, somewhere in that range because of the barrel length and all of that. Inside you do have a 603 Type bore barrel in there. And like I said, all the goodies, the VFC, the guts, the internals in here, the Avalon internals on this. So you've got all the motor and everything, the high torque motor, all the good stuff. So you actually have everything you're looking for in the box, the kind of the normal, and fuses here. It's kind of like the car style fuse, the small blade style, not the glass tube. So anyway, that's it. MCX Virtus unboxed and let me get that mag in there and ready to go. I would definitely say this is one if you're looking for not an M4, but you want something kind of cool. This is kind of one to look at. I've always liked this because it lets you use your M4 mags, but it gives you just something a little different that people are like, hey, that's not an M4. And yeah, it really is an M4. Personally for me, I'd ditch this orange tip, throw a cool suppressor on it, have some fun. I think that'd be kind of neat. Maybe throw a longer inner barrel in if I was gonna place someplace outdoors, get a little extra range, and probably maybe eke out a little more power out of this thing if I had to take a wild guess at it. But I think at this one, the 370, it's good. I can throw that 110 that comes with it in here, get it down below 350 and go play some CQB, no problem, and have a lot of fun with that. But I think from the weight size and everything, even though it's got like a nice heft to it because it's metal, it's nice and balanced and definitely is gonna be something you can use indoors and out. A lot of times you end up with too heavy of a gun. It's not a little too unwieldy for indoors, but I think this one's a nice balance, to be honest with you. Anyway, I wanna know what you guys and gals think of the MCX Virtus by SIG Sauer, OEM'd by VFC. So it's got the VFC guts and the externals and internals and all the stuff in there. I wanna know if this is something you like, if it's kind of like not an M4, so it's kind of checks the box. Is this something you'd pick up? Is this something you already have? Because it's been out for a little bit, you might own it already. Let me know in the comment section below. I am all ears. But until the next unboxing video, go out, play some airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.